Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you business study, the next chapter or the third function of the management, that is staffing. Clear? So in that I am going to tell you first of all the introduction of this chapter, that success of any organization, success and failure of any organization is depend upon its physical and financial resources. And these physical and financial resources, it is to be utilized by, and its utilization, the physical and financial resources, it is to be utilized by the what? By the human resource. So, for that the physical or financial resources we are utilizing in a well manner. So, there is a need by the organization to recruit, to select the hardworking, efficient people in the organization, because the efficient, hardworking people are the most important resource of each and every organization. Because that I have told you in previous chapter also, the two firms have same type of assets and finance, but one can win over another only just because of their most important resource, that is human resource. Any organization's success, the key to success of any organization is what? Is to select the right person at right job position. To select the right person at the right job position. So staffing, it means it involves the thing that bring a right person at a right job position, or the right or efficient people in the organization. So this is the introduction of the chapter. Now I am going to discuss about the meaning of staffing. Meaning of staffing. Meaning of staffing. It means finding the right person. Finding the right person. Finding the right person for the right job, having the right qualification for the right job. That person having right qualification right qualifications doing the right job at the right time. Staffing means doing the, firstly I am going to write it, then I am going to make you understand. Doing the right job at a right time. At a right time. So, staffing means finding the right person, those who have a caliber for the right job, for which he is suitable, and the person we have found that have a right qualification, and after selecting him, he should do the right job at a right time. That is to be considered as staffing. That is the meaning of staffing. It also consists of manpower planning, recruitment, selection, training and development, compensation, promotion and maintenance of human resource are also to be considered as staffing. I am repeating that staffing means planning of manpower, that how many employees we are required, recruit them, the recruitment process. Now more and more number of employees should be applied for a particular job, so we will get a better option among them. Next, that is select them by taking their different tests, intelligence test, aptitude test. After selection, time to time training should be provided for developing their skills, so they will put always best for their efforts for the achievement of organization. Time to time promotion should also be given to them. Compensation, a good adequate amount of salary according to his qualification and job. Promotion should also be given. It will motivate the people to perform well always in the organization, and always maintenance should also be there by the firm for that human resource. That is staffing. So this is the staffing, meaning of staffing that everyone we have understood. Now I am going to tell you the next topic, that is importance of staffing. Staffing is clear that every manager have to perform in that. Obviously in the organization planning, we have planned that this type of what is our objective, what is the plan, and in organization we have framed a department, sub-department. So obvious job position, now for occupying that job position, for performing or carried out this activity, we need to perform the most important function, that is staffing. Because without human resource we have financial, but the utilization, a better utilization, it is to be depend upon human resource, and that can be done with the third function of manager, that every management have to perform with staffing. In that he is planning a manpower, how many number of employees are required, and then they are going to the further recruitment, selection, training, promotion, compensation. All those role is to be performed by the manager. Clear? Now I am going to tell you the next, that is importance, need, benefit of staffing. Importance and need of staffing, that I am going to make you understand. First, filling the role by obtaining competent personnel. Filling the role by obtaining the, as staffing function is needed, is required to fill the job position. As in the staffing that I have told you, we have to, the manager have to perform to recruit, select the best employee among the alternative which is available before the manager. It will be no use of job position. There will be a no use of job position unless and until it will not occupied by the person, those who are qualified, capable for that job. And that process, it is to be done for occupying of job position by the employees. It is to be done through staffing function only, because employees are to be filled according to their qualification for the vacant job. That is clear to everyone. Next, placing right person at the right job. Placing right person at the at right. In that staffing, it makes sure that while they are placing or recruiting or selecting the employees, due care should be taken by the manager, that he should place a right person on the right job by analyzing his higher performance. Those who are capable for it, to them the person should be recruited and selected. Clear? Employees, they are given a place according to their qualification. Means to them, again the management, the organization, they are providing the job according to their qualification, which is suited to that job. That is clear. Next, that is growth of enterprise. Growth of enterprise. Yes. If we are appointing an efficient employee, an effective employee, and staffing, it makes sure continuous while performing this function. The management always prefer to select the efficient and effective employee in the organization. And because of their efficiency, because of their efficient performance, effective performance, the organization is able to survive for a long period of time, and it will also help for the growth of the organization. And it is to be done because of a proper staff, for proper functioning of staffing function, proper performing of staffing function, and because organization always grow when their employees are putting their best efforts, then they are able to expand their business, grow their enterprises. Clear? Next, that is optimum utilization of human resource. Optimum utilization of human resources. As in staffing function, first of all, we are making a plan that estimating that how many manpower we required, and on the basis of planning and analysis of job, that which type of employees we are required, what type of job we are having vacant. So according to that, we are able to find that how many number of employees we are needed or required, and also with the help of manpower planning, even we are able to get to know that which type of employees we are required. Means suppose engineering department, mechanical engineer is required, technical is required, software engineer is required, electrical engineer is required, like this. Clear? So when we are making a plan for manpower, for workforce, then we are able to, and there is very less chances of over or under utilization of manpower. Over means, the thing is that I am going to tell you, it means while the manager is proper planning that how many number of employees are required and of which type, so there will be a very less chances in the organization for overmanning of person and even underutilization of these resources. Clear? Next, that is key to effectiveness of other function. Key for the effectiveness of other functions. Key for the effectiveness of other functions. How it is to be a key to for the effectiveness of other function? Because no other functions of management can be performed without performing the efficient staffing function. Because all the functions are to be carried by whom? Obviously, it is to be carried by human beings. So, and this human beings are to be recruited and selected by which function? By staffing function. So, human beings only joining while the management, the organization performing this function. So, no other function can work without the proper or efficient employees are there in the organization. Then we are able to conduct or carry out other function efficiently and effectively. Clear? Now I am going to tell you the next topic, that is staffing and human resource management. Staffing and human resource management. Listen it very carefully. It's a good topic and it's very easy to understand what is human resource management department and what is staffing. Human resource management, if I am talking about this management, it is a part of management process. It is a part of management process which is to be utilized for developing and managing the human resource which they are working in the organization, which they are working in the organization, and what function they are performing? They are performing to consider a human resource, their understanding, their knowledge, their skills, their creativity, their talent. And this management always put efforts to improve their skills, knowledge, talent. So they will put or contribute their best efforts toward the achievement of organizational goals. Human resource management department, this department is involved considering in determining that how many number of employees are to be required in the organization. Then according to the requirement, they are going to recruit the people, select them, train them, develop them, compensate them, promote them, reward also them for giving good suggestion. That is also all the activity are to be performed by this human resource department, management department. Even they have a relation with the government for their official matter with the government. Trade unions also they are managing. So that type of function, that type of activity that is to be performed by this human resource management department. Generally, when these functions, recruitment, selection, training and development are to be performed at a small scale or in a small organization by every manager, then we can say that function, that is staffing function, is to be performed. via line managers. But when these functions are to be performed at a large scale or in the large organization, so for that there is a need to make a separate department, and that department is to be considered as human resource department, and staffing it become the part of human resource department, resource management department. It become the part of it, human resource management. Staffing it becomes the human, and it is to be performed at large scale. At large scale. Here, while it is to be performed at large scale, it is to be this staffing function. It becomes the part of this. Clear? That is clear to everyone. Now, as you know, the present scenario, present condition, this human resource management that I have told you, it give a separate role. It is to be performed by every large organization as a separate department, and what type of function that is to be performed by it, that I am going to tell you. When I have told you, first that is human resource planning, manpower planning, second that is recruitment, employees, recruitment or employing people. In that, what is there? That is recruitment and selection, placement. The next, career growth. How their career growth will be improved by giving time to time training and developing their skills. Performance appraisal also. While they have gone for training, there is a need to, by the managers, by the organization, that this department should analyze the performance of the employees. Have they learned or not? Next, that is motivation. Obviously, time to time motivation should also be there, so they will perform in a well manner. Compensation, adequate amount of salary according to their qualification. That is providing social security also, providing for the welfare of the, providing social security. And 8, that is revive and audit. Means the policy, the procedure that is to be also analyzed and revive it. Changes should also be there according to the changes take place in the environment. Clear? So that is the things that is to be performed by the manager in the human resource management department. In the human resource management department. Now the next topic that I am going to teach you, that is staffing process. That is staffing process. What steps should be required by the managers to perform a staffing function that I am going to teach you. I'm going to staffing process in that, as you know, staffing, it is two activity, line activity, and it is also a staff activity. When it is to be considered as a line activity, when other functions like staffing, organizing, planning, organizing, directing, controlling. So staffing is also performed by every manager. So it is to be considered as line activity. If I am talking about staff activity, because it is to be considered as staff activity as it become an important part of the organization, like other department, marketing management, finance management department. We have human resource department also in the large organization, and at that time it is to be considered as staffing activity. So first of all, I am going to make you understand what steps is to be involved, why this function is to be performed as a staff activity in the large organization. So first in that, estimating manpower. Estimating manpower. Estimating manpower in that in this process, the staffing process is start with the estimation, means requirement of human resource in the organization. That means in this step, the manager have to find that how many number of employees and which type of employees are required in the organization. In that manpower, estimating manpower or manpower planning, it is not only to find out that how many number of employees we are required, in that types of employee, which type of employee we are also required, that also have to find by the manager. Types, here types means what should be the qualification of the employee, what should be the that is background of the educational background of the employee, to whom we need to appoint in the organization for filling that vacant job. While checking in, analyzing or assessing the type of manpower required, company should also make policy regarding that they should also employ how many number of employees that should be appointed from the backward classes, women force and minority also. Now in this step, in this first step, how it is to be performed, it can be based on three things that I am going to tell you. The first is workload analysis. Second, workforce analysis. And third, comparing both. Analysis. Comparing both analysis. So first of all, I am going to understand one by one all these analysis for estimating the manpower. Workload analysis, in that it involves finding that how many number of and type of employees we are required for filling a job position which is to be designed in the organization, in the organizational structure. Clear? Next, that is workforce analysis. It means analyzing the existing workforce, or the employee, those who are the existing workforce, those who have occupied the job position, and also analyze that, check that how many are overburdened, means in which the employees are overburdened and in which department the employees are underburdened. Next, in the comparison of both analysis, in that what we are going to do that the manager have to do after doing this workload and workforce analysis. Now the manager compare both the analysis, that where there is an excess of workload, over workforce, and where there is a excess of workforce over workload. If there is an excess of workload over workforce, means there is a under staffing and there is a need to recruit or select or appoint more number of employees, and where there is a workforce is less and workforce is more and workload is less, and that the manager is going to carried out that there is a need to remove or transfer some of the employees somewhere else. Clear? That is clear to everyone. Now, as you know, because both the thing, over or underutilization, it's not good for the any organization. That's why this analysis should be taken before performing a estimating of manpower staffing process. Next, I am going to tell you the second thing, the second step, that is recruitment. That is recruitment. Now in this step, after recruitment means, first of all, make you understand. Recruitment means after inducing more and more candidate that they should apply. They may apply for a vacant job position in the organization. After analyzing or assessing that how many number and which type of employee we are required, the manager have to induce the people that more and more number of candidates should be applied for the vacant job position. So the organization will get the choice alternative, and among that more candidate, the best one should be selected. Clear? The better candidate should select. The recruitment process that can be fulfilled through both the inside and outside from the organization. So when this recruitment, it should be through inside organization. It can be carried out through transfer and promotion of the employees, and that is very economical because less amount of increment should be provided to the existing employee and they will be promoted for that job position. Clear? And maybe there should be transfer. But generally, most of the organization, what they are preferring, they are fulfilling the candidate or vacant job from outside of the organization. When they are recruiting the people from outside, they should contact with the common way for the recruitment, that is through advertisement. While seeing the advertisement, the people can apply for the job. They can deal with the newspaper. They can also go with the placement consultancy, employment exchange, contract. But the most common way or the best way for recruiting the people, that is advertisement. Clear? Next, I am going to tell you that is selection. Under selection, it means choosing the most suitable candidate for filling the vacant job position in the organization. The selection, it is done by conducting various tests in the organization, like aptitude test, intelligence test, interview, etc. should be done through in this process. Clear? In the selection process, in the selection step, the number of selected candidate is less than the number of rejected candidate. Means selected candidates are less and rejected candidates are more in this selection process. That is why it is also called as negative process. Negative process. That is why it is also called known as negative process. The main objective of selection is that to select the best among the available resource, and after selecting the candidate, and also this process have aimed to make the selected candidate to realize him that how seriously the whole process are done in the organization, how he will get this job. Next that I am going to tell you, that is placement and orientation. Placement and orientation. Placement means occupying the job position by the selected candidate for which he is selected. Obviously, after selection of the employee, the appointment letter is to be given by the organization and also asked him to occupy the vacant job position. That is clear, placement. Now make you understand orientation. Orientation means introducing the new employee with the existing employees in the organization. In the large organization mostly they are conducting a orientation program for introducing the new employees with the existing employees. But in the small organization, the manager, he will take the new employee in a round and introduce that new employee with the existing employee at every place. Clear? Next that I am going to tell you, that is training and development. Fifth, that is training and development. Training and development that I am going to tell you, obviously to improve the competitive level of the employees, to improve his skills, knowledge, and also to motivate them. It is necessary for the organization to provide time to time training for developing the employees' skills, talent. So he will always put his efforts by improving their skills and knowledge. He will always put a best efforts for the achievement of organizational goal. That is clear. Next that I am going to tell you, that is what organizing, that how that training should be provided by the organization. They can also form a house training in their own center, or they can arrange the institutions where they can send their employees for getting the training for improving their skills and knowledge. With the training and development step, it will motivate the employees also, and also his efficiency, the employee's efficiency will also improve, and it will give a better opportunity for their career growth, for improving their skills, and they will always perform their performance in an effective and efficient way. That is clear. Now, this I have taught, the process that I have taught, especially that is in the which organization? That is in the large organization, where a separate department is there for carried out the staffing function. Now, if I am talking about a small organization where one line manager is performing, where I am talking about the small organization staffing process, where a one line manager is performing this function. So what step the manager should follow for performing this staffing function. First, staffing process. First, that is performance appraisal. Performance appraisal. Performance appraisal, it means in there, after providing a training to employees and also performing their job for some times, there is a need in the organization, especially in small organization, to their performance must be evaluated, must be checked. So for that, for the performance appraisal, it means evaluating the performance of employees against some standard. So in that process, in that step, the manager, he will give a task, give a standard to the employees to whom which he have sent for the training, for getting the training and providing training, and this standard are made known to the employees in advance. So he will prepare himself, and while he is performing, a manager, he has to prepare a feedback report on the basis of his or her performance. Clear? Next step, that is promotion and career planning. Promotion and career planning. In promotion and career planning, what promotion means? Appointing or being placed at a higher job position with more pay, more responsibility, more job satisfaction. Generally, this promotion is to be done on the basis of the feedback report, which is to be carried out by the superior on appraising for the analyzing of his performance of employees. So this, on the basis of feedback report, the employee should be promoted, and it will be give the opportunity for performing at a higher job position. Clear? Next, that is compensation. Compensation, it means the services which is to be provided by employees, against it what is the price he is getting, that is called compensation. So price for his job, that is called compensation. Compensation means the pay, reward and other incentives which is to be given to the employees for carried out their or for rendering his or her services. Compensation, it involves direct as well as indirect payment. Direct payment, I am talking about the direct payment, compensation like wages, salary. Indirect payment like medical facility, insurance of the employees, that has to be done, insured by the firm, by the employer. So manager, he must fix the right compensation according to his job, according to his qualification, and on the basis of type of job and qualification, the compensation should be decided by the employer. Direct financial payment, if I am talking about direct compensation, these are to be given on two bases, that is on time-based payment and performance-based payment. On the basis of time and on the basis of performance, the direct wages and salary should be paid to the employees. So on the basis of time basis, it means these are paid on daily, weekly or monthly basis. If I am talking about performance basis, in that the payment is made to the employees on the basis of how many number of unit that he has produced, that we have discussed in the topic, which one? Differential piece weight system. So on the basis of that, the employees can get their salary. Clear? Next topic that I am going to teach you that is components of staffing. Three components are there, the important components in the staffing process, in the staffing function, and these are first recruitment, second that is selection, and third training and development. These three important components are there for performing the staffing function. So one by one I am going to make you understand these components. First, that is recruitment. Recruitment, it means inducing, or you can say attracting, encouraging more and more candidate to apply for a particular vacant job position in the organization. In general word, we can say that searching of candidate who can perform this job position which is vacant in the organization, that role that is to be performed by that person, induce all the candidates to apply for that vacant or filling that vacant job in the organization. This is very important function in staffing because the end result of your recruitment function, it means you are having a more number of candidates for selection purpose. Clear? Now I am going to make you understand the next topic, that is source of recruitment. Source of recruitment, how the recruitment can be done. So these are two sources. One is internal source and another is external source of recruitment. So first of all I am going to make you understand this internal source of recruitment. Internal source of recruitment, it means when the vacant job position that is to be filled, it is to be occupied by inducing attracting the existing employees in the organization. That source of recruitment are to be considered as internal source of recruitment. It is very common and popular method in the recruitment process in the organization because this process is economical. Internal source of process is economical because a little bit increment can induce the people to occupy that job. Motivate the existing employee. Next, that is less amount is to be spent on training. Less amount is spent on training. So these are some benefit of internal source of recruitment. But some drawbacks also. If merits is there of it, तो demerits भी हैं. But we are not getting no fresh ideas and talent. No fresh idea and talent. There will be a limited choice because we have to choose with the very limited option which we are available in the organization. So under internal source of recruitment, how it can be occupied means fill the vacant job position in the organization, that I am going to tell you. It can be the vacant job position that can be occupied with the internal source of recruitment by following method. First is transfer. In this method, under this method, what is to be done? Shifting of employee from one department to another department, or from one job position to another job position with the same authority, same level of authority. Generally, in the transfer process, there will be no change in compensation level, no change in rank, no change in authority, responsibility. The people can transfer from one job position to other with the same level of authority, responsibility and compensation. For example, the clerk of account department will be transferred to purchase department. That is transfer. Next that I am going to tell you, that is next method, that is promotion. Under promotion method, what is to be done? When the candidate are to be invited in the organization for filling that vacant job position, for filling, sorry. In that promotion, when in promotion, shifting of employee from one job position to the higher job position, from one job position to the other with higher level of authority, that is to be considered as promotion. When an employee in the organization, when he will shifted from one job position to other with high level of authority, that process is to be considered as promotion. In that promotion, the person will get more authority, more compensation, rank, level of rank is also increasing, prestige is also, compensation also, all the things should be increased. Generally, the promotion, there is an increase in compensation, authority and salary and rank also. Clear? So these are two methods which can be filled a vacant job position under this internal source of method. Now I am going to make you understand external source of recruitment. Yes, that is when the vacant job, when the candidates are to be invited in the organization to fill the vacant job position, that source of recruitment is known as external source of recruitment. In general way, when manpower is meeting from outside of the organization, that is to be external recruitment. What are the advantage and disadvantage of it? So the advantage, we are getting fresh idea, the firm is getting fresh idea and talent, number of choices available, wider choice, latest technological knowledge, next, what are the disadvantage of it? It demotivate the existing employee, it is lengthy process. So that type of advantage and disadvantage of this method, external source of method. Now I am going to make you understand some common method of internal source of recruitment. First, that is direct recruitment. Direct recruitment. Under this method, when sometimes what is to be there, the organization, they pasted a notice you're going to paste the notice at the gate of the office or the factory for asking or for stating and for giving the information that these jobs are vacant in the organization. And the people, those who are interested, they will come for this interview. This method, this direct method of external source of recruitment is mostly suitable for unskilled, not for the skilled purpose. So, like peon, sweeper, driver, conductors in bus, and these laborers, when they are demanding for these type of employees, then this method is to be most suitable. Next, casual callers. Casual callers. Under this method, large organization, obviously they maintain an application file in which they have kept all the pending application which have been applied by the candidate when they earlier have asked for the interview or induced the candidate to apply for the job. So they have one application file, and in that, those who are a job seeker, those who are searching for job, they are leaving their application, their form with the reception, and whenever the requirement is to be done, requirement is needed, whenever the employee is required, whenever the candidates are required, this method are suitable for recruitment of the employees. According to this, the application file is considered as a waiting list, and whenever there is a job vacancy, whenever there will be a vacant job in the organization, the firm, they are going to make call to them and take the interview of them, they are interested or not. Clear? Next, that is very common method, that is advertising. That is advertising. In advertising, the most common or popular method which every firm is preferring, that is advertising for filling the vacant job. In this, the organization, they must select the print media or electronic media for giving information regarding the vacant job position, regarding the requirement of job position. For example, if the firm is required accountant, then they will give the advertisement in Chartered Accountant Journal, and for unskilled and lower rank job position, they will give the advertisement in local or regional newspaper, and for the professionals, a skilled person, they will give the advertisement in reputed national newspaper for recruiting, for filling the job position, like Hindustan Times, Times of India, like this. Clear? Next, employment exchange. Employment exchange, that is the another method for filling the vacant job from outside. In that, it is this employment exchange, it is controlled under the government body, and this government employment exchange, it acts as a middleman, it acts as a mediator between the job seeker, those who are searching for job, and the organization, those who are required of employees, and those who have vacant job position. So, in that employment exchange method, the job seekers, they are leaving their application with the employment exchange and giving full detail of their qualification, and also submit the xerox of their qualification certificate in the employment exchange. And whenever the organization will deal with this exchange for the requirement of filling the vacant job, they can interact these job seeker and organization with each other for fulfilling their both requirement. Next, placement agency and management consultant. placement agencies and management consultant. This is also act as an employment exchange, but these placement agencies, it provide a nationwide services, all over country services for meeting the demand and supply of workforce. These agencies, they are a private employment exchange, and they invite the resume, cumulative and record from different job seekers, those who are searching for job, and send them to the suitable organization where they are fulfill their qualification for that vacant job position, and against that they are charging something, some commission from job seeker also as well as from organization also. Last, that is campus recruitment. Campus recruitment, it means sometimes the senior managers of the organization, they visit to, they can make the contract between the organization and different institutions, professional college, technical institute, to get the fresh ideas, fresh talent, fresh people with the latest technology, latest knowledge to fill that vacant job position. This type of recruitment is mostly conducted for, or more common for engineering, for computer programs, for MBAs, etc. In that, the senior manager, the firm, they approach to the colleges, professional institute for recruitment, for selecting the candidate for filling that vacant job position, so they will get a fresh talent, fresh ideas, latest knowledge, latest technological knowledge that will be workable for the firm, and they will work efficiently and effectively for the achievement of organizational goal. That is clear? Now, the next topic, next component that I am going to teach you, that is selection. That is selection. Next component, that is selection. Even in the process that we have discussed about selection, now elaborately we are going to discuss. Selection means most promising and most suitable candidate to fill up the vacant job position in the organization. Most promising, selection means most promising and most suitable candidate, most promising and most suitable candidate to fill up the vacant job position. That is to be considered as what? That is in the organization, that is selection. Here, selection process, it is the end result of recruitment function. It is the end result of recruitment function, because after receiving a large number of application in the organization of candidates, selection process is going to be start, and in this stage the screening of applications are going, and in selection that I have told you in this process also, in selection, number of selected candidate is less than the number of rejected candidate. Number of selected candidate is less than the number of rejected candidate. Number of selected candidate is less than the number of rejected candidate. That's why it is also considered as a negative process in the organization, in the staffing function. Now I am going to make you understand the process, selection process, what should be conduct for selecting the most suitable candidate for filling the vacant job position. So selection process. So first in that, preliminary test. Preliminary test, under this or preliminary we can say screening. In preliminary screening, what the process to be conducted? In that, screening is done to eliminate the unqualified and mismatched candidate, misfit candidate, which is based on the information supplied in the application form. In this screening, the application of those candidates, those who are not qualified for the vacant job position and those who are not fitted, not able for that vacant job position, their application should be eliminated in this first process, in the screening of application. That is clear. Next, that is selection test. After eliminating of or after screening of the application, the next step to be preferred to those candidates, those who have selected in the screening test or preliminary screening. For that, the written test is to be conducted to check their practical knowledge regarding that field. To check the practical knowledge of the candidate regarding that vacant job position. The type of test which is to be conducted is depend upon the requirement of organization. But the common tests are there which is to be conducted by each and every organization for selecting the employees or candidate that I am going to tell you. First, that is intelligence test. First, that is intelligence test. Under this step, it is to be conducted to check the IQ level. That this type of psychological test, it is to used to check the level of IQ level of a candidate. For that, for checking or analyzing the IQ level of the candidate, intelligence test is to be conducted, and an indicator of judging a person's ability to take decision and judgment. And also, that test is conducted to check, to analyze the judgment and the decision making process. How much he is involved in that. That should be checked, analyzed by this test. Next, that is aptitude test. Under this test, why it is to be conducted? It is to conducted to find out the potential of the candidate for learning the new job. And also it is to be conducted that how efficiently and quickly the candidate learn the new skills, new method. So it also help, this test is also help to know that how the candidate will be performing in future or handling in future situation. Next, personality test. Personality test. Under personality test, why it is to be conducted is to find out the human behavior of the candidate. Obviously, this test is to be conducted to get to know about the intelligence, about the aptitude, interest of the candidate for which job he is interested. This psychological test, it helps also to find out the approach of candidate, that whether the candidate have positive, means he will be dealing positively, or he is dealing negatively. That also can be conducted by this personality test. And also it will help out to find out that how much initiative should be taken by the candidate in future for handling the situation, for performing the job. Next, that is trait test. Under this trait test, why it is to be conducted? To check the existing skills, what skills he is having. For checking that, trait test is to be conducted. This test, it helps out to find out the knowledge, its proficiency in the area of profession and technical training. There is a difference between a trait test and aptitude test, is that this trait test is help out to identify the present skill of person. If I am talking about that aptitude test, it help out to know that how he will be handling the situation or acquire by using his skill in future. Clear? Next, that is interest test. Interest test. Under interest test, what is to be there? It is to be conducted to find out that for which type of job a candidate is interested more as comparison to the job. So it will be good for the organization that he will fascination. Obviously, some candidates, they have some fascination to do that job only. The firm should prefer that job to according to the interest, so they will perform in a best way. Next, that is third, that I am going to first draw. Employment interview. Under this method, under this test, after qualifying, when the candidates who is qualifying the selection test, then those people are called for interview. And for conducting a final interview, a panel of experts, specialized person are to be there for conducting the final interview. The those who are specialized in their field, they ask the question from the candidate in the different field for testing the professional or specialized knowledge related to the vacant job position. The interview has many advantage over the written test, because in interview you can also find, because in that you are only find out the practical knowledge of the candidate, but in the interview you can also find out the confidence level of the candidate along with its professional knowledge that he has acquired at his professional course. So interview give the chance to the candidate to clarify their queries also regarding the vacant job position and regarding his doubts or working condition and etc. Next, checking reference, and after interview, then the next step, that is to be checking reference of the candidate and background. Checking reference and background of the candidate. So, as in the application form, every candidate they must give the name of two person who is not related to him but known to him. So, if the candidate is qualifying the interview, then the organization is going to prefer to check his background, to check his reference about his personal character, personal feature regarding the behavior, regarding the things that they are acquired to get to know by the firm. The organization can also cross-check the information which is given by the candidate in the application form. Clear? With the two known person. Next, that is selection decision. Under this selection decision, after those who have passed a test, interview, and also the reference should also checked by the firm and satisfied by the firm, they are going to include that candidate in the selection list, and the manager select most suitable candidate from the list which is available before the manager. Clear? Next, that is medical examination. Medical examination, under this step, obviously before giving the appointment letter, the candidate, those who are selected, are sent for their medical fitness test. Some organizations, they are prefer to appoint their own doctor to conduct this test to get the medical fitness certificate, and some they are having a contract or signing a contract with the hospitals, and there they will send their selected candidate for getting a medical fitness certificate. Next, that is job offer. After passing the medical test, the next step that is to be performed in selection, that those who have cleared the medical test, they are giving, the firm is going to providing a job offer through a job appointment letter. In this letter, what the thing is to be specified: the joining, date of joining, the terms and conditions regarding that job. All these things are to be mentioned in the appointment letter. From this date the person have joined, and the terms, what are the terms condition for that job. Generally, a reasonable time is to be given to the candidate to join an organization. Last, that is contract of employment. Contract of employment, in that the candidate who accept this job offer, the appointment of letter, means signing a contract of employment. And while the candidate or the organization, while he is signing the contract, the employer and the candidate, they exchange some documents with each other. The common items which is to be included in the contract of employment, these are job title, duties, that what position you are selecting, what is your responsibility, the pay, salary, allowances, what incentive should be given, hours work, for what time period, for what duration you are working in the organization, leaves rules, disciplinary rules, probationary period, that all things should be mentioned in the contract of employment, and it is to be signed by both employer as well as employees. Clear? So these are the process under the selection process. Clear? These are the steps under the selection process. get for selecting the candidate. Now the third component of staffing, that is training and development. That is training and development. Training and development. In that, first of all, I am going to understand what is training. Training is to prepare the employees with the required skill, to perform a job. To perform a job is known as training. As you know, the candidates and the organization are sent for training so that they can perform in the expected manner which organization are expecting from them on their performance. Now this is training. Now I am going to tell you development. What is development? Overall growth of employees. Overall growth of employees is known as considered as development. It means development. Here it means development. Here, for example, suppose a teacher is sent to get a new way, a new method of teaching to teach the student, to provide that is called training. And suppose if the teacher will be sent for improving its conceptual and motivational skills, that is called development. Clear? Okay. Now I am going to make you understand what is the need to provide training and development of the skills of the employees in the organization, that I am going to tell you. Needs of training and development. The first is that is reducing learning time. The first need of training and development, that is reducing learning time. As I am talking about the trained employee, the employees, those who are well trained, they take less time to learn any ways, any method, any job. The trained employees, they are taking less time as comparison to the untrained employees. Even the trained employees, they are wasting less resources as comparison to the untrained employees. And even they have a higher productivity because they are well trained, they know it very well, they have learned the job before occupying that job position. Here, next, that is better performance. Better performance, that is the second need for providing training, that the performance, if I am talking about the performance of trained employee, is much better than the untrained employee in the organization, because the trained employee in the training program, they have gone to improve their qualities, capabilities, skills, talent to get the new experience or some experience of carried out that job, and with the help of whatever the experience have they learned, by using their experience they perform their job well before the job actually assigned to them. Means the same job that they have learned, the trained employee, they have learned in the training programs, their skills, their capability have been improved over there, and they have got that experience of that job before performing the job which is assigned to them in the organization. So their performance is much better than the untrained employee, and the trained employee improve their performance as well as their efficiency later. They are wasting less resource and performing well and increasing their productivity. Clear? Next, attitude formation. Attitude formation, for that the main aim of this component in the organization is to mold the behavior of is to change the behavior of the employees, that they will, by providing this training and developing their skills, knowledge, talent, and molding their behavior, they will always put their efforts and always show their positive attitudes towards the organization, and they will perform in a well manner. And the trained employee, they always motivate and ready to take the initiative, and that will be result in better support to the organization as well as to the employees. Clear? Next, that is aids in or help in. You can say help in performing operational, help in solving operational problem. Help in solving operational problem. As while performing, the employees, they have to perform various activity in the organization, and in that, by performing the activities, organization have to face many problems in the organization, such as absentees of employees, wastage of resources, dissatisfaction of employees, lack of teamwork is there. These type of problems are to be faced by the organization. So through supervisor level training, by training their supervisors, these operational problems can be solved. These problems can be improved or can be solved in the organization, because these supervisors, they get the training to improve the superior subordinate relationship, and also they are getting the training for encouraging and motivating their subordinates which are working under the supervisor. Clear? So that type of need is to be required, is to be needed by the firm for solving the problem which they are facing. For that, they are go through with the training and development program. Clear? Now I am going to tell you the benefits. What are the benefits of training and development program? To employees, what type of benefit they are getting? So first of all, better career option. Obviously, the employees, those who are well trained, well educated, and due to this training, they will improve their skills, their knowledge, and it will give the opportunity for the career growth of the employees. Here, next that I am going to tell you, that is earning more. The employees, those who are well trained, they are earning more because they are performing efficiently and effectively, and due to this their efficiency, they are able to earn more as compared to untrained employees. Third benefit, boost up the morale of employee. Boost up the morale of employee. So in that, it motivate the people, it boosts their morale of the employees, because it gives more satisfaction and increase their morale while getting the training, because they become confident in it for carrying out their activities. Next, that is less chances of accident. Less chances of accident. In that, as the employees are trained, he is more efficient for carried out their performance, for performing their activity. So the trained employee, they get less chances, they are facing less chances of to place any accident in his work, in his performance. That is clear to everyone. Now I am going to teach you that is your methods of training. Yes, methods of training. So methods of training that I am going to teach you. So these are of two types. One is on-job training, and second is off-job training. Off-job training. So one by one, I am going to make you understand what are these. So first of all, I am going to make you understand that is on-job training and its method, and then off-job training and its method. On-job training. On-job training is the training when employees are trained while they are performing. When employees employees are trained while they are carried out their job or while they are performing a job that type of training is to be considered as on-job training. When employees are trained or getting training while they are performing their job, that type of training is known as on-job training. Under this, employees, they are learning by doing method. Under this type of training, the employees are learning by doing method. Clear? This method is suitable for which type of job? That is for technical job. So under this method, while working, the workers are carried out their technical activities. At that time, they are providing the training how to operate the technique or how to operate the machine. That type of training is known as on-job training. Now, the advantage of that type of training is that the employees can learn the practical problem while they are carried out their work, while they are carried out performing their job. And yes, obviously the coin has two faces. So one biggest disadvantage of this type of training, that in that type of training there will be a much wastage of resources, as the employees while they are getting the training and while they are learning the method, they are wasting lots of resource of the organization. So if the employees are they are working with the machinery which are expensive and sophisticated, then on-job training should be avoided. On-job training should be avoided when the employees are carried out their activities or getting training with expensive and sophisticated machinery. Then that time on-job training should be avoided. Now I am going to tell you the method of on-job training. The common and popular techniques or popular method which is to be used under the on-job training that I am going to tell you. In that, first of all, in methods of on-job training, that is apprenticeship program. The first is apprenticeship program. In that type of on-job training, the worker, those who are seeking, those who are interested to enter into the skilled job, these employees are sent for apprenticeship program or apprenticeship training, and that is the part of on-job training method. In that, under this method or under this apprenticeship program, one trainer is appointed by the organization, and he is guiding to the employees, to the trainee of the organizations. So when trainer start the work, when he is performing his task, while he is carried out the activities for which he has come to give the training. So first of all, he has started the job, and while he is doing that job, the trainee are observing him very carefully, and after that, slowly the trainee will start. After when they have got the training, when they have learned, they have started slowly to perform that task, and at that time the trainer becomes the observer, and he is observing all the things of the employees while they are performing. And when the employees become perfect in it, trainer goes, and the trainee, they will get the full job position full charge regarding that job. That type of training, it is to be suitable for technical or skilled trade, like to become, if the worker become plumber, electrician, ironman, that type of work job is required apprenticeship program. Clear? Next, that is internship. Internship. Under the internship method, in that type of training, it is an agreement between the organization and the various professional institute to send their, means these professional institute, they make an agreement with the organization to send their students in their different in their various organizations, in the various company, so that the students, they are able to get the practical knowledge while they have acquired in their theoretical knowledge in their theory. So they will get the opportunity to implement it practically, to perform it practically. Clear? Yes, in that type of program, the organization will also get benefit. They will get the people, those who have fresh idea, innovative idea, and fresh talent. They will also get this type of knowledge. Against the internship, company have paid a small salary, which is called stipend, to the students for that. And on the other hand, the student will also get the chance to perform to practice the real work situation while whatever they have studied, learned in their theoretical knowledge. Clear? Next, that is induction or orientation program. Orientation program or induction program. In this, it is a process of receiving and welcoming the new employees when he firstly join the firm, organization or company, and also giving information, a basic information to the new employees regarding the company, that due to that he can easily settle down in the firm very quickly and also happily start his work in the organization. The purpose of induction program is to familiar the new employees with the existing employees and arising and developing in the mind of new employees a feeling of belongingness. Clear? Proper orientation program, it enables the new employees to have a good start of his work in the organization. Some basic objectives of induction. Yes, some basic objective to conduct induction or orientation program is that to help the new employees to overcome with nervousness and meeting a new people, to also build up the morale of the employees, confidence of employee, to develop a sense of belongingness in the mind of a new employee, to develop a cordial relationship between the new employees and existing employees. So that type of the objective. A formal induction program, it provides which type of information to the employees, provides some following information to the employees, that is the brief history and operation of employee, what type of product and services of the company that they are producing, the company is producing, company's organizational structure, that they are going with the formal or divisional structure, rules and regulations of the company, responsibility and authority of employees, what are their responsibility, what are their authority, suggestion schemes, disciplinary procedures. That type of thing should be discussed in the orientation program. Clear? Now I am going to make you understand what is off-job training. What is off-job training and what is its method. What is off-job training and what is its method and programs? Yes. Training. Off-job training, it means train the employee by taking them away from their work position. From their work position, which means employees are given a break from the job and sent for training. Off-job training means employees are given break from the job and sent for training. That type of training is known as what? Off-job training. Employees, they are giving a break. They have given the break and from their jobs and sent for the training is to be considered as off-job training. Okay, now, in this type of method is to be more suitable for the managerial job position. For that, what type of things are to be conducted? Seminars, conference, which are to be held to train the managers, and it is also suitable while the employees are working on the sophisticated and expensive machinery. That method should also be good for providing training to the employees to carry out their work in the expected manner. Clear? Now I am going to tell you the common method of off-job training. Common method of job training. Okay. So one most common method which is to be used under the off-job training is vestibule school. Vestibule school. Vestibule school, it means a duplicate model of organization. Under this method, when the machinery is expensive and delicate, so the on-job training should be avoided for getting the training to the employee or giving the training to the employees on that is delicate and expensive sophisticated machinery. Instead of original machinery, a dummy model of machinery is to be prepared, and the employees are trained on that dummy model. On that dummy, the employees, they will get their training on that, how to operate that machinery. Here, even sometime, suppose I am taking the example of accountant. He has the work for preparing ledger, cash book and all. So while he is newly joined, so for train them, for giving accounting training, instead of giving a original inventory or cash register, firstly the duplicate copy of the register will be given to them with the same column and same procedure which is given in the original register. So while as they are getting training on that and preparing their ledger or cash book account, and when they get perfect in it, then the duplicate registered that is taken, and he will get the company, the firm will be handed over the original register to carry out its work. That type of method, it is off-job training method, and it is most best method on-job training, which is beneficial over the on-job training to learn the new job. Clear? The chapter have finished.